Welcome to today's Wednesday webinar, and I need to click on this so you can see my screen again. Let's back it up. Computers, they're super fun. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe if I close it. So we'll escape, and then we'll start it again. It was showing until just before. Kathleen, are you seeing my Wednesday webinar screen? Nope. Well, super. We'll go through and hopefully my screen will come up so that eventually folks can see the places that I'm going to take you on the internet, because there are a couple of handy resources that maybe you've discovered and maybe you haven't. If you have logged in, please do join in the conversation, because there are never so many of us that we can't have a conversation on here. And if you were watching this after the fact, please do, if you have questions or ideas, please post them on the GSME Volunteer Swap on Facebook or in the chat on the YouTube channel below, so that we can have some interaction. I don't know, I grew up thinking of myself as an introvert, but as a grown-up I find that I like to talk to people, and I like to hear from people, and I like to share ideas. So I hope you will share some ideas with me and with the others. Let's see, someday my audience view is going to show a screen, I believe. And until it does, well, I guess I'll have to deal. So today it's second Wednesday of the month, Daisies and Brownies, there it is. And today we're going to talk using resources wisely. And lots of times when people are thinking resources, they think money, and you know, that may come up if it comes up in the conversation, but that's not my focus. My focus with using resources wisely is finding all of the resources that are out there to create rich Girl Scout leadership experience for girls in our troops, because there are so many wonderful resources. And just some of the obvious ones, badges and journeys, and the compass full of activities, and some patch programs that are available online, and then you. But more than just you. You're not in this alone. You and all of the people you can reach out to. Remember, every single one of us is within 4 phone calls of anybody. You know, that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, we're within 4 degrees of Kevin Bacon without even knowing it. If we could determine the direct path, we would be not more than 4 phone calls away. We're 4 phone calls maximum away from the president. So we have connections. It's just a matter of making those connections. Remember, discover, connect, and take action. It's not just for the girls, it's for us too. So I want to look at some of those resources a little closer, and where we can find some other ones. And I'm hoping that folks who are online here will share some of the places where they've found resources that have been terrific for their Daisy and Brownie Girl Scouts. So I created a green screen mostly so I could pull an internet page up, and then I started typing, and where did I put the internet? There it is. Underneath, I have 2 screens on my desktop computer, which is wonderful. I strongly recommend it. That's not the one I want, because that's another thing I'm working on. This is the one. There it is. Because the nice thing about having 2 screens is you can slide one in, slide one out, and I can have my work stuff happening on one screen while I'm presenting on another, or I've become spoiled, and I want to hook another monitor up anytime I find myself working on a tablet or a laptop. So yeah, it's those are 2016 problems, aren't they? So here, let's just make this big so you can see this. This is our Girl Scouts of Maine website that has just been updated. We just went live on the new site on Monday. So if you haven't been to the Girl Scouts of Maine site since Monday, you've got to come and look around. And we're updating our data management systems this summer, and part of that whole process, since we're doing that, we've also updated the website, and we've got some tools coming down the pike that are going to be great, especially for troop leaders of Daisies, Brownies, and Juniors, and we'll be able to tell you more about those when we get closer to summer. But for the time being, I just want to show off this website and how beautiful it is. Our Courtney Smart, who's our I think she's called marketing manager, marketing communications manager. She has been working crazily on this for the last couple of months and has just done a beautiful job. It's very easy to navigate. We've got the clear titles here, and instead of having drop downs here, when you click on one, it takes you to the overarching page and then gives you the drop down on the side, so you can navigate from here for what you want to do. And you can also navigate from the center, so you can direct your troop parents to parents via adults, or as a volunteer, you can explore volunteer offerings by clicking on volunteer, and then there's some subheadings there too. So nifty, clean, good-looking website. And a bonus is that councils all across the country are transitioning to this same model. So as you go from place to place, if you find yourself traveling, or if heaven forbid you should move, then when you go to the local Girl Scout sites, it's very easy to navigate from one to another, because by the end of 2017, we'll all have the same format, which is kind of cool. Something that you can't get to forms from here. I didn't think you could get to forms from here. So under the volunteer tab, if you're looking for resources and forms, because remember, those were two of the things you could easily access on the website before, right here under the volunteer the volunteer bar on this navigation bar, or just from the front page or any page up here in the eyebrow, you can access forms too, and it takes you to a page that gives you general frequently accessed forms, FAFs as it were, or you can type in the name of a form and it'll take you there. So super nifty. It's like it's 2016 or something. But I'm not really worried about the volunteer stuff so much for you all today, unless, of course, you're looking for a co-leader. If you need some training, if you're looking for training, you can see right here. It'll take you right to eBiz, I believe. See, look at, I'm exploring it too, because I haven't followed that one. It takes you right to this page so that you can, if you've got a new person, you can get them signed up with the volunteer application, and they can connect right to Girl Scouting 101, Troop Pathway, or you can find out about other trainings that are being offered coming up. But my thoughts today are really more about activities for the girls and resources for the girls. So let's go to activities and see what's coming up. There is an event list that will have both girl and adult offerings. So you see a whole bunch of volunteer trainings coming up this month. In fact, if your girls want to go camping this summer, remember that you need at least one adult who is Troop Camp overnight trained, which involves going to Troop Camp Training Part 1 and Troop Camp Training Part 2. So the Troop Camp Training Part 1s are all being offered until the end of March. And you see 3 dates right here. And those, I believe, are the last 3 dates. So you'll want to get in on one of those. And then the Part 2 comes up in May and June, depending on where you want to go. Then we've got some activities for girls, as well as continuing to have trainings for adults and a treasure chest up in the county. I'm sorry, go ahead.
On my end.
Say it again.
Me too.
I've completely lost your you're cutting in.
It says that the connection with GoToMeeting server has been lost. So, Oh, and it just said it's reestablished. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yay! Hopefully, our server or our network connection will be good just for another 20 minutes, guys. If it's not, my apologies, and we'll make sure to touch on this again. But let's see if we can get through some more of this. And we've got people, which makes me super happy. So I'm glad everybody spoke up and we've got mics, because seriously, jump right in as soon as you have some thoughts or ideas. That's great. But nice display, huh, with the events. I'm sorry, I don't want to make you car sick. I just want to see how far down this goes. It goes far. Look at it, goes into October. Oh, and this is a cool one. If you've got brownies, I don't know if I'd want to be in the car with daisies, especially other people's kids, for as long, if you're in southern Maine, for as long as it would take to get to Acadia. I guess if you're up in the area and you've got daisies, rock on, go for it. But we've got this big outdoor event coming up at Acadia National Park. It's celebrating 100 years of the national park system and 100 years of Acadia National Park, and they've invited Girl Scouts to do some activities there, and more information will be coming in the Sister to Sister Compass that you should be getting next month, but I can hardly wait. It's definitely already on my calendar. It's going to be very, very nifty, and October is a beautiful time to be up there. It's a little chilly, but it's gorgeous, so definitely make a note of it on your own calendars. The reason I'm scrolling madly through this is because I want to see what else is available with activities for Girl Scouts of Maine, activities with GSME. And Elaine, do jump in if you know something, because I know you were trolling on this yesterday. Not trolling like bad internet trolls, like going through it. But so the Compass is available. Are the patch programs listed in here? So many things. So it's a resource that you'll want to explore at your leisure with your troop in mind to see what's available. The other website that I've pulled up as an obvious resource is the Girl Scouts GSUSA website, and it really is good. If you haven't taken time to go to the For Girls tab here, did you? Okay, first of all, let's go back for a sec. Did you notice that the format's very similar to our website? So it's like we're all in the same group, which is kind of neat. But yeah, if you go to the For Girls tab on the GSUSA website, it takes you to this, and it offers lots of different programs that are available. And you can go by age and select things. So for our Daisies and Brownies, we've got the girls 5 to 9, and it has activities that your girls may be interested in or may not be interested in. Maybe some of your girls are all about Barbie. Click on that. If they're not about Barbie, maybe they're about playing some of the different games or participating in some of the videos. So lots of different things that the girls can do that's aimed right at them, that helps them see girls all around the country are doing these activities and learning something from them and having fun with them. And, you know, it reinforces a little bit of that big sisterhood. Ooh, maybe you have some girls who are interested in learning Spanish. El programa de galletas. My Spanish, not good, but we do have a lot of curriculum available in Spanish. So if you have girls who are interested in learning some things in a different language, that might be, what a fun way to learn a language through Girl Scouts. So a great resource. It's also a handy dandy resource. Let me see if I can just go back. To get more information about the journeys and badges. I'm impatiently waiting for it to go back. I don't know if you guys can tell how many times I click on a thing. Let's try that. But if the internet's playing games. Dun, dun, dun. Hi. There's nothing.
I can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Well, that's good.
So I don't know if they can hear you, but
probably not, because it's probably the same. It says my audio connection has been lost. Mm-hmm. Attempting to reconnect now, and obviously we're having.
I'm not saying too much because I broke my head, so I have to get another. I went in to put it on and poof, stop.
I can't even find mine, so I need to. Oh, for heaven's sake! So if they can see me, okay. Let's see. Oh, and it says we've been reestablished. Okay. I hope you can hear me again.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yay. So also here, if you're interested in finding out more about the journeys and the badges, and you want to find out without coming in to buy things, you can type it right in, and it'll take you to tell you about Journeys and Girl Guides, so that you can pull up the, I don't want to buy it. I want to learn about it. For goodness sake. Let's look at the It's Your World Change It ones. These are the original set, and lots of people start with these. But they give you the synopsis of what they are, and then they're going to connect the badges with them, the badges that go with them. Did I just tell you a lie? Might have. Give me more, give me more. Oh, let's see what Girls of All Ages are doing with their journeys. There we go. Well, and this is just something you can print out and you can give to parents. So many things coming down the pipe that I want to tell you all about, but I can't tell you about them yet. And, you know, number one rule, if you're showing people stuff in video, don't scroll too fast because you'll make them car sick. So if you guys get car sick, to the side, find a little wastebasket. Okay. And then, since that's not serving my needs, you can see where I go most frequently. Pinterest is such a great resource for Girl Scouts, and I'm sure that you've discovered this, but just in case you haven't, put it in. In fact, if you go further and you put in Daisy Girl Scouts or Brownie, it didn't stay. Okay. I don't even have daisies across there. I don't know why it didn't stay. I want it to stay. There it is. Girl Scouts Daisy. Then it takes you right to so many things that folks have posted because people are very, very generous sharing information. Sometimes they have to be asked, and sometimes they don't have to be asked. And Pinterest is an example of where people don't have to be asked. They want to show the great ideas that they've come up with or the things that they've finally discovered. And so it's a terrific place for us to go and find resources. You know, like this, if we've got families who want to help their girls learn the Girl Scout Promise and Law to earn badges, then this is a nifty tool that you can share with them so that they have an idea of what they're doing. Ideally, if they wanted to do things like that on their own, they'd go out and get themselves a Girl Guide so that they could help their girls follow along. But helping families recognize the ways that they can support their girls are so terrific. What a cute little swap with the buttons making daisies. That's awfully cute. Coloring pages, which are a fun startup activity, right? So coming up with different resources and tools. You also saw that Facebook, besides the volunteer swap, remember all the national groups that are available. Okay, don't you want to watch this thing with the ostrich running after a bicycle? Yikes. But let's look at Girl Scout Gab. Girl Scout Gab is a terrific national board that people, it's a group that people share ideas on, and sometimes they complain about things, but if you're selective in what you get sucked into, then you find lots of great ideas and you find lots of terrific reinforcement where people share that one of their girls wrote an essay about them, or that they heard back from a parent how much their the daughter loved what she did in Girl Scouts that day. Lots of really neat resources to reinforce. There is also, let me see if I can just pull up my Girl Scout groups, because I participate in several, or follow several, I guess I should say. There was one just there that was Journeys, Girl Scout Journeys, that gives you some ideas on activities that you can do to support particular journeys. Like here, somebody used Google Forms to create a media survey for the media journey, which is aimed at middle school girls, cadets. But in here, you'll find lots of great ideas for all different levels. And, you know, can you ever, well, yes, you can have too many resources, but you really can't have too many resources, right? You get ideas from people and then you're able to make some selections and choices. Oh, look, here we've got a Girl Scout Leader Chat, which I'm not a member of, and it is a closed group. Most of these groups are closed groups, which I recommend if you're going to join them, join the closed ones, because then you're less likely to get spammed while you're participating in them. But we've got, I see faces that are Girl Scout leaders from Maine who are on here. And you want to explore and see what they're about. So does this one talk about what it's about? Description, yeah, so virtual sisterhood, online. And this is a fairly new one. It only started last August. So resources that way too. If you go to Instagram, and I don't think I'm signed into Instagram on this computer, but Instagram also has Girl Scout activities. When we had the convention a year and a half ago, they actually created a free app that you could that you could download, and whether you went to convention or not, you could participate in that and share ideas, which was neat. And yeah, lots of resources available, lots of resources to get into. And my friend Elaine, I think, is here. It says she's here. Elaine, are you here? Because I would love to hear about some of the things you were talking about, bringing the badges and the journeys together. I think I hear her voice, but I think she's away from her computer. At the Troop Pathway training she did last night, she pulled out the badges and the journeys and lined them up so folks could see how to work badges with their journeys. And isn't that a thing? If you are experienced working with Girl Scouts, then you have probably figured out some of the tricks of looking through a badge and looking at the different requirements and then thinking, how does this tie into one or another of the journeys? And what's nice is at the Daisy and Brownie level, you can tie almost any of the badges. Certainly at the Daisy level, you can tie any of the petals into any and all of the journeys because you're really focused on the girls learning the promise and the law and understanding what that means. And it's such a rich opportunity. They have those 2 years to really befriend the promise and the law and to think about why do we care about honest and fair? And it's not just mom and dad telling them or teachers or other people's parents telling them to be honest and fair. It's they're learning about it through the interactions of the flowers. It's they're learning about it through the activities that they do with the girls in their troop and through the things that they discover on the field trips to learn about, well, why is it important to be honest and fair? Why is it important to be friendly and helpful? Why is it valuable to be courageous and strong or courteous and I've lost track because I said them out of order. Honest, fair, friendly, and helpful, considerate, and caring. That's it, not courteous, considerate, and caring, courageous, and strong. And why is it why is it important to be responsible for what I say and do? So bringing those interactive and reinforcing experiences to the 10 tenets of the law and the 3 primary tenets of the promise so that the girls don't just feel like they're memorizing it and rattling off the promise and law, but they get it, they understand it, and potentially they could explain it to other people who didn't understand it. And then brownies, those badges at the brownie level that I still think of as triads, I don't think they're officially called triads anymore, but the badges at the brownie level are really that. They're opportunities for girls to try things that maybe they haven't tried before and to explore them. And most of them could be tied into any one of those journeys too, because again, they're nice, broad experiences, both the journeys and the badges, so that they work together well. Have any of you online had some good experiences with bringing badges and journeys together that you'd like to share with us? Resources you found or field trips you've tied in that have really worked?
I'm sorry to leave you hanging, Dawn. I know I've got tons. I just can't think of them on the top of my head.
It's hard to think of things off the top of your head, isn't it?
I know that we had a really good time really exploring the Three Cheers for Animals journey last year. I know that it really fit with particularly our Daisy Troop's interests. We have a lot of animal lovers, animal owners, and I know that we combined. GSME has a wonderful Daisy Patch program, which goes on the back of their uniform, but it really is very much like the Brownie Triads, even like a junior version of the Brownie. And they're not. You're right. They're not called Triads, but they are Triads, aren't they? Right. And we earned those at the same time as working on the Three Animals journey. Like we went to the animal shelter, and I'm trying to think of what that combined with, but I know that we went to a science lab and we learned about like the genetics and where animals come from originally, like the starting of life and all of that, and we tied that into the journey. We went to USM's biology laboratory. Had their senior students show us fruit flies under big microscopes. It was really cool.
That is very neat. Wow, that's very cool. Is this the patch program you're talking about, Tori?
That is the patch program, indeed. What? It's a broken link. And it's amazing. It might just not have gotten added into the website yet, but this is what you're talking about, right? It is, and I can tell you also right now we're working on the Brownie Quest journey, which is a bit of a challenge because it was harder to, because 3 Cheers for Animals, in order to meet the main guidelines for each of the pieces of the journey, it's really wide open.
Right.
And some of the other journeys are that way too, but the Brownie Quest journey felt very restrictive, so we had a harder time venturing out. You're earning these very specific keys, and I could go back and do it again and be a little less restrictive, but as we were going through the journey the first time, it didn't feel like there were a lot of options to do the tasks that were being asked of us, if that makes sense.
Right.
I was wrong, but at the time I couldn't get there without doing it the way they told me to do it the first time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. And I think that's probably a common experience for people.
Yeah, and we have struggled with our girls to nail down a take action project to pull the whole thing together. And what made me think of it is the screen you have up right now, the very second badge down, the Food for the Heart badge. Yeah. So the girls had brainstormed a few ideas to actually getting the ideas to fit the entire idea of a take action project was hard. So we've chosen something small to do for the animal shelter because the girls really like the animals, but it really doesn't fit a project. The girls aren't able to plan anything from start to finish. It's more of a donation of their money. They're going to sponsor a cage.
Right.
And they have changed the Food for the Heart patch this year from what it was last year.
Oh.
And it really walks you baby steps through a take action project.
That's great.
So we're going to do the 2 together. They chose that they want to do something for the animals, and so we're going to use some of our booth sale money and sponsor a cage at the animal shelter. But then we're going to go through the process of earning the Food for the Heart badge to really get the ideas of having the girls plan a take action project. What do you want to do? How can you make an impact? Why is this place important? All of those pieces. So I think that kind of fits the question you were asking.
Yeah. Well, and that's wonderful to hear. I didn't know that the Food from the Heart patch program had been updated, but how great that it's set up as a take action project, because that's something that we really emphasize when girls get to their bronze, silver, and gold award projects. But if somebody hasn't, well, not even if the girls and their adult volunteers haven't had a chance to go through what a take action project is compared to a community service project, because community service projects are great, but by calling it a take action project, it's really assuming that the girls have identified a need and they've developed a project, and then they're going to take it all the way through dessert and nuts. It's going to be, they're going to go all the way through it and work all those parts. And where a community service project might be, let's collect some cans and we'll drop them off and then we'll go out for ice cream, So doing something nice as opposed to really taking the lead on, doing something nice and making it happen with other people's participation. So I love that your girls, because your girls are mostly second graders, right?
All second graders, yes. I have 12 second graders.
So how cool is that second graders are learning that level of need identification, planning, delivery, and then evaluation, so that, when they're third graders, they'll probably do at least one more. And then when they're fourth graders, they'll do another one. So when they're fifth graders and it's time to do a bronze project, they don't even think about it. Of course, we're going to do a take action project, and we go boom, boom, boom. We do all these things and make it happen. That's exciting. Not just because they're going to earn big awards or whatever, but it's exciting because that level of thinking, we've got grown-ups that can't think at that level. So how lovely, how exciting for kids to be able to do that level of problem solving, and to have had caring adults guide them through the process so that they learn how to do it and they learn the value involved in it all the way along. Yay, you. Yay, patch programs.
Well, the programs, it really has come a long way, because you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I have a vague idea, and I think I'm pretty good at following these to execution, but at the same time, like, it's really overwhelming when you get to the end of the journey, and now you have to take action. And you read the girls in the journey, they found that there was cracks in the sidewalk, and they wanted to have the town fix it. And well, that's way too big for us. We don't have that within our grasp, or we haven't noticed something that needs changing that we could get changed that way.
Right.
And you want to make sure it's big enough, as you said, to not just be community service. And so it felt almost like cheating to jump on another patch to do it. That's why we're essentially doing a community service project to fit the bill of it being unique and something the girls want to do.
Right.
And then going to use that as a baby step, so to speak, because
Right.
I didn't know how to get them there either. There's so many conflicting ideas, and they're so excited, and
Right.
they just want to give all their money away. That's what, like, let's just give it to poor people. Well, they can't just give it away.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, and isn't it wonderful that you have an abundance of enthusiasm? So they're there and they're ready to do stuff. And that is exciting. And don't we want to grab them when they've got that level of energy and help them see the opportunities that they have to make a difference in the world? I was just scrolling through. I don't know if any of these are linking through right now, but I do want to let people see that so the Daisy Patch program has multiple little patches, not just this one, with programs that are involved. Food from the Heart is one that can be earned every year because there's this initial patch and then there are strips that go underneath. I believe it's
Hearts.
The year.
They're hearts.
Or are they hearts? Oh, okay.
Little tiny hearts, yep.
They were strips when we earned it, but good. I think hearts are cuter. So you could put them around it like the satellite stars for the shining star. Free Being Me is a free one, and this one was co-sponsored by Dove and WAGS, so the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts, and then Dove Soap sponsored this. So if you and your girls want to do the Free Being Me program, you can download the materials and then just let your local program manager know, or somebody at your service team, and she'll get the word up here. And we've got a bunch of patches that we're happy to give free patches out because this first 1,000 hasn't been tapped. The state capital patches. Say it again?
We've
Oh,
done
have
the Free
you?
Being Me program several
Nice.
times, yeah. We've gotten picked up the patches for it. We did it as part of, we started it before it was even on your website. I found it through a WAG site,
Yeah.
and then ordered the stuff for it. But we did a portion of it through a family dance at like the holiday time a couple years ago. when it
Nice.
first. And the kids held up. The kids had to be creative and hold up signs and figure out what was unique about themselves, and it was kind of cute. But we've done other activities, but there's a lot to choose from on that program.
Yeah.
And it's super easy to do, and it's a free program, and free patches.
Yeah, and it can be modified for any age. It's got lots of great things for it, and yeah, I was really pleased that we were pairing up with Dove with that because they did such a nice job of helping people feel good in their skin. So yay when a company comes through. I haven't looked at this Maine lobster patch, but certainly if you've got people on the coast, this one's almost a gimme, I'm sure. And if you don't have people on the coast, but you have a chance to go out to the coast, can you say Maine without lobster or vice versa? So it's one to explore. The Shining Star, I'm sure you all know. This is a great way to get parents involved so they can earn a patch for their daughter. And if you are a troop leader or involved in your troop, you have probably already earned this patch and maybe even some satellites to go around it for your daughter for the back of her vest. And it's a patch that travels with from vest to vest. Or of course, you can buy a new one for each vest if you don't want to dismantle a vest, but it accumulates over time. The Good Turn, we do have a Good Turn Day at the end of October, but this program helps you do this program any time of year. Tori, I think that your troop did this one too,
doesn't
didn't
look like that anymore at all. Yeah, we just did it, and it does not look like that anymore at all.
Oh,
It's
really?
adorable. It's got the Goodwill. It's a round badge, and it's got the Goodwill. I'll take a picture of them before I give them out to my girls tonight, and I'll send you a picture.
We must have them
but yeah,
in
it doesn't
the
look like that.
shop and just need to update that. That's funny.
No, you don't buy them in the shop, and that's another thing too. It does not clear on there. You have to actually send into Goodwill, and they send the patches as another free patch program.
Well, because this one used to be available in the shop. So good. I'll have to go find out, and we'll make sure that gets updated. See, we need this kind of feedback because I don't know.
Well, I didn't know until I went to go buy it. I literally was in there going, I'm trying to buy this, and she goes, I don't sell it. So
Isn't that funny? Well, the things you learn. This outdoor skills one I know she does have in there, and this is a program that I love. We do have a couple of outdoor skills days coming up in May if your troop is interested in going to those, and it's also a program that's not hard to do on your own. If you've got a sister troop that's a little bit older, buddying up with them, because every age level starts with level 1 and works their way up, but the big girls learn it a little bit faster and tend to have a little more life experience. So it's a wonderful sister troop kind of activity program to do. And then this Treasure Me with the 4 corners of the state. These are just fun. It's a fun challenge for your troop as you're planning for the year. Look in the Compass program, the Compass magazine for events that are happening in different corners of the state, or planning field trips to different corners of the state so that the girls can earn the...
We've done that one too.
Have you?
Yeah,
now, where did you go to earn the Western one?
My own girls, as well as a few girls in the troop, we've traveled all the way up to... We've done things at Acadia National Park. We've gone out, we went to a dog sledding program when they had that in the other far corner of the state. And
up here?
Yeah.
What did you do to get the Western one? Because the Western one's a really teeny tiny little corner unless you go to Quebec or something. I think that's the only corner that my daughter didn't earn. I think she got these 3.
I think, I'm trying to remember if that was, there might have been, that one might be where there's a school that offers programming for Girl Scouting. And I'm trying to think that they used to partner with, I haven't seen any programs being run there in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think that was the program that was up in that area, but I'm not 100% positive.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what towns, because Jackman would be up there, but like Rangeley?
It was close to the corner. I mean, yeah. It wasn't way out there.
Yeah, like over here. Or Greenville, I guess, would be kind of right there, huh? But yeah. they're cute patches, and I always like things that the girls get to work for a little bit and, can set goals toward. It's like, when you were in 4th grade and your teacher would read you a story and she'd only read one chapter at a time, and everybody was like, couldn't wait for the next chapter. I can't wait till we go to the northern part of the state, the Northeast. If you guys want to go to the Northeast, I mentioned that we've got a treasure chest coming up in Presque Isle, way up here, April 30th. And it's fun. The one in the Northeast is fun because it tends to be a small gathering, but you're in Presque Isle, for goodness sake. It's way up there, and your cell phone tries to connect with Canada instead of with Maine, and it's at the end of April. It'll be a little muddy maybe, but maybe not this year. We've had so little weather, but it's a lovely place to get up to every once in a while. We get up there at least once a year. And then some other patch programs that we've got through here. I'm just going to click on another one and see if we can access it through here. Yay, some of them do go through. Okay, good. Well, this one, for example, it linked back to GSUSA's site. So some of them will connect and some of them may not connect, but I'll find out from Courtney when she's going to be able to.
We're working on this one this weekend. We're working on that one.
Oh, are you? That's great.
Yeah, we're looking to bridge a generational, gap's not the right word, but a generational relationship with there's the Chapman Center in Auburn is a center for senior ladies, and we're going to go visit with them and learn about what it was like to be Girl Scouts when they were young.
How neat is that?
Make flowers, tissue paper flowers with them for them to put in their rooms, and we're going to try to keep going back to the same place and develop a relationship with them.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's really neat. I've known a couple of troops who adopted senior places before, and all the way through they would do tea parties with them a couple times a year, and then the girls graduated and the communities were like, hello, can we get more Girl Scouts? So yay, good for you.
Senior just did a Gold Award for that, did they not, down Southern Maine?
I believe you're right. I believe so. What caught my eye on this page is the Peace Corps thing, and we have one staff member here who served in the Peace Corps about 15 years ago now, and then my daughter is serving the Peace Corps, and when she comes home, I'm totally offering her up when she's around, because that's an exciting opportunity to go and work in another part of the world, and not not just go there to learn, but go there to serve, and see what you can do to bridge, kind of not bridging the gap, but yeah, bridging creating a communication culture bridge. You said it better than I did, but between different cultures, and isn't that what Girl Scouts is about? Helping people recognize diversity, whether it's the diversity that's just in our troop, the diversity that's in our larger community or our state or throughout the world. And I love that you've chosen diversity between ages, because we've got a lot of age division, age siloing in our culture. So neat. And you know what? If I don't cut us off, then it will be too long. So thank you for logging in today, and let's post it. Let's keep talking. Next week, we've got the camp directors logging in to talk about juniors and cadets going to summer camp. So if you've got juniors and cadets or girls that are getting near that, be sure to log in and listen to that. Thank you so much for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon.